my big break? Well, I guess it was when I was in the supermarket. Had to get some milk, and I was sitting there, and I happened to see on the weekly magazine that they were talking about my album, and I guess it was right then at that moment where it just kind of clicked for me that, you know, I was at a different level now.
So when did you know that Magnified was going to be your big hit?
Well, I've always been big. I was a 12-pound baby. My mom couldn't walk for the 9th month. I've always known I was going to be big.
Well, back in 1991, I had an affair, you know, with one of the boys from Milli Vanilli. You remember that group? I deflowered the one with the pretty eyes, you know.
Right.
I was his queen. I knew that. I knew I was destined for greatness. You know, in this business, you sleep with the right person. You go places. You go places, and here I am. I'm a queen in my castle. Next question, please.
So when did you think Magnified was going to be your first break, or your big break as it was?
Are we gonna ask the same questions as everybody else?
No, I'm going to start with, so when did you think that Magnified was your big break?
Did we already start?
I don't actually have a telescope. I've never owned one. But my aunt's second cousin's roommate, she had a telescope. And I was over there once. And my aunt's second cousin's roommate fell in love with her own brother.
So, when did you think that Magnified was going to be your big break?
7:30.
I saw the telescope, and it was really big, and I thought, you know, I saw like a little piece looking at me, you know, instead of me looking out at the world.
Right.
So it was like everything magnified, like down, but like in a telescope. And I really think that's kind of how love is.
There was a man in my town, Galileo. You familiar? As the astronomer Galileo.
Yeah.
Very famous man. I'm not sure if he was Italian, but I like to think he was. I admire him a lot, and I look to him. I think of him as like a visionary, and the way he's got this telescope, and I think Galileo look into the sky. Galileo see love, and I see what he see. I see what he see.
I came up with the title about a month before I came up with the lyrics, and
Well, talk a little bit more about the lyrics then. Well, what was your influences?
Britney Spears a whole lot. Yeah, she's my life, and my mother.
I work for an electrical contracting company, and sometimes when we're on lunch, I think about songs and music, and then I write them down, usually on my lunch bag.
This is the boot. This is the boot. This is the boot right there.
Right.
I am from right there, where the smoke goes.
Because before it was just like clubs and, you know, parties and stuff. But it was when I saw that, when my name was there, you know, and they were talking about Magnified Telescope, you know, I just knew.
What issue of Weekly magazine was that again?
Um,
What exactly are your musical influences?
Hey, I find that an excellent question because, after all, if I'm not correct, we're talking about music, no? Yes, I thought so.
Can you start? Yeah, Weekly Magazine. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Had an interview with Brad Pitt, and but it wasn't you. It was
Right.
it was
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Hey, one of my favorites is from the 80s, mostly because he's got the, how you say, tight package, no? Michael Bolton, I think.
The people want to know what music influenced you in your earlier years.
Well, my early years was September when the job started getting a little bit less intense and we had the longer lunch breaks. And we bought this CD, the group, and it was called Linkin Park.
I also look to women. I like to think of myself as Madonna. Madonna is an Italian name. Madonna Ciccone, I think is her last name. I'm Italian. She's Italian. She very, very sexy. I'm very sexy, no? I feel that I got the same funky, fresh flow as the young stars, the Britney Spears.
Tell us a little bit about your creative process.
My creative process, well,
Yeah.
I can show you that. I can show you that right now. What I do, here, come right over here and
Okay.
I stand on the toilet like this, and this is how inspiration comes to me. And I'll just stand and I'll flush it about 5 times, and usually by then I have an amazing idea for a blockbuster song, and it's that simple. I mean, I don't see why everyone has to figure this one out.
Here, I had a discussion, and they said that Britney Spears was a huge influence in Magnified Telescope. Well,
She's hot though, and it's about love, and being hot is a big part of love.
Like the first show I ever played, there were all these like really hot girls, and then we came on stage, and then people got really mad. It was a bad scene.
I didn't know you had other band members. I thought you were a solo artist. You have
Well,
another crew?
but this was back when I started.
Oh.
This was back before Magnified came out. Before the whole album, before.
What did you call yourself back then?
It was actually just called Brad Pitt.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see the confusion.
Right.
I composed the lyrics while I was getting my Botox injection. I get the collagen. Look good, no? Yeah. I think so. Just my opinion, and let me tell you, I get lots of young lovers, young American lovers, and they like it. I like it. It's good. And these are not really. I look good for a woman my age, no? Yeah.
How old exactly are you?
18? Not 18! You believe me though? You believe me?